We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show, and I'm Timothy Earle. And today, we've got some college football. We'll spend the next hour, depending on chat. If you guys are active, I'll try to stay on until noon. Obviously, if there's not a whole lot of chat and it's kind of slow, we might end a little bit earlier. So that's going to be dependent on you guys. But we will we'll be talking some college football. Once again, forgot to update my records. But I could probably do that while we're kind of just starting to talk. Because when was the last time I updated it? I did not update it after that. Because my picks were the Hawaii day. That was the Hawaii team total over day. Do I want to go from 13th? Does that have Hawaii team total? It does. So it would be all the way. Oh, well, I can't really do. I have to do that on my phone. All right, never mind. I will update it. I will say yesterday was a good day. I'm actually happy with it. There was actually one of the games was technically today, but we did not hit on Eastern Michigan team total over. For the first time this year, I believe an IUPUI game went under the total. And IUPUI actually, played a little bit of defense, I guess. What was the final score in that game? Because that one, I had to put in that was 90-83. So it did go under the total at 100. The number was 100. They scored 173 points. The number was 187.5. I almost took the under in that game too. I ended up taking the. I almost took the over. I almost took the under. I ended up taking the team total over for Eastern Michigan. Didn't do it. Real quick, Sam asking plays of the day. Can you show the card? No, I cannot because TikTok loves to ban me. They've banned me twice for gambling when I had my card up on the screen. So unfortunately, I can't. What I can do is let you know. Actually, I believe I could put this into the TikTok chat. So, and I could post this in the chat a bunch of times. But unfortunately, no, I can't post my card in here anymore because YouTube or TikTok hates me. Yeah. Trust me, I love doing that because then I didn't have to show my ugly face. So I do apologize for that, but unfortunately, no, I can't show my card. I will say free picks for today, and I chose my three big dogs for today to put up as free picks. They included Arizona, Arkansas, and Virginia, all in football. So can I wonder if I could actually do this. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Can I not send it out? What's going on here? And then for hockey, I have the Ducks. For college basketball, I have Drexel and then Stony Brook team total under. Now it won't let me send my thing. Can you let me know what you have for? Can you just let me know what you have for the NBA? Nikola Jokic triple-double, and I'll be completely honest, I haven't capped the rest of the card yet. Because I decided I want to be able to start up the show at 11. I had got college football done yesterday. I got I got all of college basketball done. I got half of hockey done. I'm going to do NBA after the show. So unfortunately, I don't have I don't have that for right now. I wonder why it won't let me. It won't let me send out the thing. Am I logged in? That might be it. Am I logged into Twitter? Yeah, no, I'm logged in. I don't know why it won't let me post the card in there. Maybe the message is too long. That could be it. Let's see. Okay, I can send messages. That's at least good. Can I type in here? Arizona money line plus 190. Arkansas money line plus 180. Virginia money line plus 175. Ducks, or I put NHL Ducks money line plus 117. To college basketball, where we have Drexel plus 12.5 and Stony Brook team total under 29.5 in the first half. There we go. Let's see. Does that work? Yay! It worked in the chat. Let's go. Georgia or Texas? I leaned Texas. I did not end up betting that game. What side are you on for Pitt and Notre Dame? I've got the Irish, and the Irish were one of two teams that were really close to being trifectas this week. I ended up not having a trifecta this week, but they were ones that were very close to being trifectas. Sup, Hamsta. Welcome to the stream. I got you, Sam. I got you. But real quick, I forgot to fully recap yesterday. Loser with Eastern Michigan team total over. Brooklyn Nets plus 14. They lose by 7, so I cashed that one. I had a really good day, and even with that, I still had a game that I got hooked on because Duke team total over 100.5. They land exactly at 100. EIU plus 37.5. That one was dead at halftime. They lose 99-53 to Kentucky. Furman was pretty much dead at halftime. They lose by 16. I lose by plus 10. Clemson money line in football yesterday versus Louisville. Down goes Louisville, and the ACC continues to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. Because that pretty much eliminates any playoff contention from Louisville. The under in the Philly-Detroit basketball game, under 230, lands at 219. Nice winner there. Cal State Bakersfield, plus 24. They lose by 22. I cashed that one. SIU Edwardsville, plus 7.5. They say, here, hold on to your points. You're not going to need them. They went outright versus Drake. Big upset there in Drake. So good win from them. The Pelicans plus 10. They lose by 14. And with that, their head coach got fired. So look towards the Pelicans in their next game, even though the Pelicans are 2-10 to start the year. They're still the fourth worst team in basketball because you've got 3 teams that are combined for 1 win each. That is the Wizards, that is the Pacers, and that is the Nets. How about another close game? Arkansas and Samford last night. Samford was a 25.5 point dog. They lose by 4 in Arkansas. Arkansas basketball is not going to be great this year. Let's just say that one real quick. Hampton goes into Brown as a even money, and they win by 9. So nice winner with Hampton. DePaul plus 4.5. They lose by 2. Nice winner there. And with real quick, the hook giveth and the hook taketh away. I got hooked on the Duke game. I got the hook with Sacramento State plus 4.5. They lose by 4. So I'll take that. I took Georgia first half minus 8.5. You could have taken their full game. Both of them were losers. So I liked Georgia yesterday. It didn't work against Georgia Tech. Georgia wins by 5. One play that I really was happy with yesterday and ended up working out because they did not win the full game. TCU basketball, first half money line plus 190. Winner. They win that one 35-33. They lose the game 67-63. So that's fun. That was a nice winner. Golden State Warriors, money line, winner versus the Spurs, and then UCLA falls short yesterday against Arizona. So that was it is what it is, but that one falls a little bit short. Denny in the thing. Hey, got to run out this morning. Wondering about a couple fave later college basketball these games this evening. Which games? Wondering about a couple of faves. What games are you talking about, Denny? What teams? In terms of favorites that I have for, you said for later college ball, I'm guessing college football. I like ECU. I like Georgia Southern for later games. Other than that, I like dogs. A lot of dogs today. I think it could be chaotic today, for sure. I also like Notre Dame as a favorite. Those are my three favorites today. Notre Dame, ECU, and Georgia Southern are my only favorites today that I like. Oh, college basketball. That's a different story. I got to pull up college basketball real quick. A couple of favorites for college basketball later. Go St. Louis -8 versus Grand Canyon. Could be one. How about UConn versus BYU? UConn versus BYU, and wow, that's all the favorites. And how about Denver? Oh, that's an early game. Well, Denver -4 versus UTSA. I got you, Denny. I got you. And, hey, and anybody in the YouTube chat that's watching, or Denny is a member. He's got that logo next to his name. Do you know what that means? He gets the card every single day. So make sure you guys, if you guys are interested in that, join. It's only $5.99 a month. Sorry, Sam. I was Grizz +10, most healthy against Cavs. Seems like a high number. I lean Grizz. I'm guessing they're playing today. Let's take a look real quick. Sorry, I have not looked at NBA today. So can I get Saturday, please? Thank you. And let's pull up NBA. Holy college football, holy college basketball, a whole lot of fun there. More college basketball. Let's college basketball. They don't play today. All right, you were saying Pelicans or Grizzlies? Grizzlies +10. I don't hate it. I'll have to look into. I can probably pull that up real quick. Let me look at that. Yes, it'll come later after the show. I have to finish NHL and NBA, and then I'll post the entire card afterwards. The only game that I guess you're gonna the noon games. Noon games for I have the under in the Copen State game that started at 11. So sorry. Virginia -21. Georgetown money line. And that's all the noon games. So Georgetown and Virginia for the noon games for college basketball. They play at 5. Cavs, Grizzlies. I'm pulling that up. Let's go take a look at the line movement and the money. The line opened up at 9.5. It's up to 11.5. That's not really too ideal when you're going to look at that. A good chunk of the money's coming on the Cavs, so the line makes sense. I don't think that's anything I'm going to want to play. I'll be completely honest with you. I got that saved for you. Bam. There's the free picks for today. Unfortunately, rock money symbol. I cannot put the picks up on the screen anymore because I've now been banned from twice. I've been banned on TikTok twice now for for gambling stuff. Probably nothing with that game. I'm quickly looking through. Honestly, NBA is kind of ugly today. I have a feeling, yeah. I think that the only NBA play I'm going to get to is the Timberwolves -2.5 and Nikola Jokic triple-double, because I bet his triple-double every single game. And the Lakers. We'll go Lakers. We'll go T-Wolves. Lakers, T-Wolves, and Nikola Jokic triple-double. And then the free picks for today, college football, Arizona, Arkansas, Virginia, all money lines. All of them nice plus money. NHL is the Ducks, and then college basketball is Drexel and Stony Brook team total under first half. So there's that. That's the kind of updated for you guys there. I wanted to kind of look at some important games for today, real quick, in college football, and where we're kind of at on those. I'm actually going to pull up all the ranked games, so we can kind of just talk about them. Scores, or yeah, ranked games, important games, all that stuff. Wisconsin and Indiana, who cares? I'm on Wisconsin plus 29.5. But honestly, that game, that's just me saying Indiana doesn't go crazy. I believe Indiana they have Purdue next week, so I guess in-state rivalry. But realistically, Indiana goes undefeated this year. They shouldn't have too big of a problem. And I think they kind of just take their foot off the gas. Texas A&M and South Carolina. I believe I took South Carolina spread, but I think I got a bad line on it. No, I got 18.5. It's down to 16.5. I got a good line on it. I think that this game just stays close. Texas A&M, once again, they're still looking to stay undefeated. And after South Carolina, got Samford, and then they got Texas. Texas is going to be their biggest game, and it's at Texas. We don't have any lines for that one yet, but that should be a really good game. I think that Texas A&M just takes their foot off the gas. Here's one where I think you're going to see a fake contender. Like everybody's really, really hyped up right now on Pittsburgh. I think Notre Dame beats the ever-living shit out of them. I'll be completely honest. Although if you look at it, Pittsburgh, if they run the table, should be the ACC representation. They get Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and Miami to finish the year. So Pittsburgh has the opportunity, has the schedule to do it. That being said, I'm not buying into it. Notre Dame lost their first 2 games of the year. Since then, have pretty dominantly won every single game. Every single game since then have been by double digits. You had their 26-point win against Purdue. They had a 33-point win against Arkansas. They had a 21-point win against Boise State, a 29-point win against NC State, a 10-point win against Southern Cal, a 15-point win against Boston College, and a 39-point win against Navy. This Notre Dame team is going to end up making the college football playoff, in my opinion. They should sweep right through. I have them big today. You got Michigan and Northwestern. I didn't have any plays in that game. I don't hate Northwestern. I believe that's the game. Is that the Wrigley game? I think that's the Wrigley game. Yeah, that's the Wrigley Field game. That's gonna be a lot of fun to see. It could be more of an under in that game. Michigan, I don't really see them having a chance to make the college football playoff. They're already 2 losses, although they still get Ohio State at the end of the year, so we'll see. Their losses were to Oklahoma and USC. USC is now ranked. Oklahoma's ranked highly. They would need to win the last 3 games to really even give themselves a chance. They only got 1 loss in the Big Ten, but once again, Ohio State and Indiana are going to go undefeated. So I don't really see them sneaking their way into a Big Ten championship game. So especially with them losing to USC, USC could realistically go 1 loss, but we'll go from there. Arizona against Cincinnati. South Florida against Navy. Big game in the American. Obviously, I'm an ECU guy. I'm personally pulling for USF in this one. because at this point, I feel like the best. Well, I don't want to really get into a whole ECU making college football playoff thing, but the best shot is if they win out and they are able to beat South Florida in the American Conference Championship game. But realistically, South Florida should take care of business in this one. They're 9.5-point road favorites. Navy's look good this year, 7-2. I don't see them having a chance to make the college football playoff. They lose to North Texas by 14. They lost to Notre Dame by 39. That's their last two games. And you look at their wins, I don't really see any good wins on their resume. They beat VMI, UAB, Tulsa, Rice, Air Force, Temple, and FAU. No real good wins there. To finish off the year, they get South Florida, Memphis, and Army. So they've got a decent, they've got a good schedule if they run the table to really kind of put themselves in. And if they run the table, they make it to the American Conference Championship game. But I just don't see that happening for them. South Florida should win that game. Arizona and Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 6.5-point home favorite. I took Arizona outright. I'm not a big Cincinnati person this year. I know Arizona has not looked good. They're 6-3. Their losses were to Iowa State, who was ranked at the time, BYU, who's got one loss, and Houston, who's got one loss. One loss. Yeah, they're 6-1. No, they were 6-1 at the time. They're 8-2. They lost to West Virginia. That's right. I forgot about that one. That kind of took them out of the college football playoff conversation, and out of ranking. I took Arizona outright. I got them at plus 190. I think that's one of the three games that you can possibly see a big upset today. Oklahoma, Alabama. Alabama's a 6.5-point home favorite. Both these two teams, it's number 4 versus number 11. I took Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma has a shot to win this game outright. And really put a wrench in a wrench in everything. Alabama has won 8 straight games after losing their opening week to Florida State. That Florida State loss keeps looking worse and worse and worse. Oklahoma losses to Texas and Ole Miss. You can't. The Ole Miss game, fine. I don't really see a problem with that one. Texas, they look better now. But even then, you look at their wins. Tennessee is a ranked win. Auburn was a ranked win at the time. It's not really that good of a win now. And Michigan is a ranked win for them. The number 11 in the country, they're on the outside looking in for the playoff. So keep an eye on Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma has a decent shot to win this game outright today. UCF and Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech probably beats the ever-living shit out of them. Did I bet it? No. I've already cashed Texas Tech to Texas Tech over 8.5 wins. They're 9-1. I also have Texas Tech to make the Big 12 championship game and to win the Big 12. Make it is plus 280. And I believe with a win, they're in. A win and they're in. To the Big 12 championship game, I got 6-1 on them winning the Big 12. So we've got that there. I think Texas Tech probably beats the crap out of them. NC State and Miami. Miami's another team that's trying to sneak their way into. They're currently the ACC representation for the college football playoff, but they're at large, which is no, they're not at large. Sorry, they're just the ACC. They're saying that they win the ACC championship game, which is crazy because if it were to start right now, I don't even think they're currently 3-2 in conference. I don't think they deserve to be ACC representation right now, considering that they're currently 6th in the ACC conference. Because you got 5 one-loss teams in Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, SMU, and Duke. Although I see 2 of those teams losing today, so we'll see how that one goes. I think if they should have had a ACC representation for the college football playoff, it's probably Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech was ranked 1 under them, so I guess it makes sense. But I'm not going to be Sold on that. I think NC State could probably cover the spread. I'm not going to say NC State wins this game because I'm not a believer in NC State. NC State's a joke. But I think they have a shot to cover at least, but 14.5, we'll see. Georgia Tech and Boston College. I was very close to taking Boston College plus 16.5. I just couldn't pull the trigger. I thought that spread was a little bit too short because Boston College is 1-9 this year, 0-6 in the ACC, and I believe their only win was against Fordham. They lose to Michigan State, Stanford, Cal, Pitt, Clemson, UConn. You're losing to UConn, although Duke lost to UConn. Louisville, Notre Dame, and SMU, and all of them were blowouts. Besides Michigan State, which Michigan State dog shit too. So I wanted to take Boston College because I thought that this spread would have been 20 plus, kind of similar to Texas Tech game, but I did not end up taking that. Georgia Tech should win, which would put them nicely for the ACC. Obviously, they're already up top of the ACC. They get Pittsburgh and Georgia, so that should be fun coming up after this game. So they got kind of a bye week and then go into that. CM Bunto is asking USC and Georgia. I kind of leaned Texas, but I did not bet it. And we'll talk about USC right now because Iowa and USC are going to play. USC is a 6.5 with a total of 47.5. Iowa 6-3, 7-2 for USC. Iowa's 21st in the country, and USC is 17th. USC still has an out their shot of making the college football playoff. They have the schedule to do it because they do go up against Iowa. They go up against Oregon and UCLA, which that game next week is going to be huge, especially for my my ticket for Oregon to miss. On the opposite side, Iowa 6-3. Their chances of making the college football playoffs are done. They get USC, Nebraska, USC, Michigan State, and Nebraska. They should theoretically win the last two games. Whether or not they win today, I don't know. I took them plus 6.5, so I'm on Iowa today in that one. I just don't. That line kind of tells me what I need to know. Because I figured this line would be 7+. Everybody sees USC thinking, oh, they're a dark horse. Yes, they are a dark horse to make the college football playoff, but I'm not sure about that one. I took Iowa plus 6.5 in this one. Georgia keeps finding ways to win. Kirby is such a tactician. He does. They do. They definitely do. I'm not going to get sold into it. I realistically. Georgia can win. That's still a 6.5 point spread. So it's 4.5 now. Ooh, I might have to look into something else. We'll see. Hold on 1 second. We'll talk about that game later, and I may end up jumping on Texas. Virginia and Duke. This one's a weird one. Virginia 8-2, 5-1 in conference. Duke is 5-4, 4-1 in conference. Virginia 19th ranked. They were part of the college football playoff picture the week before, and then they lose. They lost to Wake Forest. I had Wake Forest in that game too. And all of a sudden he throws stuff around. Duke has the ability to really fuck over the ACC because they're 5-4. They have zero chance at making the college football playoff. But realistically, they could run the table and do that because they got Virginia, UNC, and Wake Forest. If they win out, they're in the ACC championship game because they would beat Virginia, so Virginia would drop. Pittsburgh, I think, lose. Well, Pittsburgh doesn't count for today because they're against Notre Dame. SMU, I don't think gets there. Like that could really be weird going into the ACC championship game if Duke runs the table. That being said, Virginia wins outright today, plus 175. I just don't think Virginia. I don't think Duke runs the table. As much as I would love to see Duke win the ACC, just so we could possibly get 2 group of 5 schools in the college football playoff. Would be a lot of fun. I just don't see that happening. Still got you here in the card. Let's go. What are your favorite bets in college football? Oof. I gave out Arizona, Arkansas, and Virginia as my free plays. Realistically, Notre Dame and Oklahoma are probably my favorite plays today. Those are probably my favorite ones. So, but it's good to hear from you, Denny. I'm not going to talk over New Mexico State and Tennessee. That game doesn't matter. Tennessee's a 41.5-point favorite. How about a little bit of a possible trap spot today? Florida heads into Ole Miss. Real quick, bear mindset, Northwestern versus Michigan. If I'm betting anything in that game, it's probably the under. I did not bet that game. I'll be completely honest with you. I did not bet that game. So I'm not going to talk you off of anything you got. If I was betting anything in that Michigan game, it's the under. And that game is the Wrigley Field game. So that game will be played at the Cubs Stadium. So that is a lot of fun. But I did not bet anything in it. Florida and Ole Miss. I took Florida. I think this could possibly be a little bit of a trap spot for Ole Miss. I got them at plus 12. They're down to a 11.5. Yeah. But Ole Miss, right in there, they're in that college football playoff hunt. They got Florida, and then they got the Egg Bowl next week. I think it could be a little bit of a look-ahead spot because you know how big it doesn't matter what the records are for that rivalry game. Mississippi State and Ole Miss are always a very fun football game. So keep that one in mind. It does not matter. It's still a look-ahead spot. I think Ole Miss could overlook a 3-6 Florida, who's 2-4 in the SEC. I'm not saying that Florida wins outright, but I took them plus 12 in this game. I think it's a single-digit game. I think it could come down to a final field goal, to be completely honest with you. So that's gonna be a fun game coming down the stretch. I like Florida in that game. We keep going with the ranked games because those are the games I'm looking at today. Utah and Baylor. Utah is 7-2. They're going to Baylor, who's 5-4. Utah is still in the college football playoff hunt. They're 13th in the nation at 7-2. They're 9.5-point favorites in this game. Their losses came to Texas Tech and BYU. Both of them are one-loss teams, and both of them look primed to possibly both try to make the college football playoff. Utah has a pretty reasonable schedule to end the year. They get Baylor and then both Kansases, so Kansas State and Kansas. Realistically, they could run the table. That does not mean they make the college football playoff. Because if they run the table, if BYU runs the table and Texas Tech runs the table, BYU and Texas Tech make the college football playoff, and they play in the Big 12 championship game. I'm not sure about Utah because Utah wouldn't have a spot in the Big 12 championship game, and I don't realistically see them putting 3 Big 12 teams in the college football playoff. Could they? Sure. If there's a bunch of chaos, if Texas beats Georgia today and then Georgia loses to Georgia Tech and then Georgia Tech doesn't win the ACC, there's a whole kind of collage of Utah could make it. I don't see all that happening to where they could. That being said, I'm on Baylor today. I'm on Baylor plus 9.5. This is a Baylor team that a lot of people are kind of high coming into the year on. They lose the opening game to Auburn. They've got lost to Arizona State, which doesn't look good anymore. Lost to TCU. A loss to Cincinnati. Just not a good run for them. They are coming off of a 33 win versus UCF, but everybody's beating UCF right now. I think Baylor's able to keep this one close. I believe I got a 9 in this game. I got a 9, but I think that one stays close. UCLA and Ohio State. I'm not going to really jump into that game. Ohio State should win. They're 35-point favorites. I wonder if I can get real quick. I'm going to go look for I could find a UCLA team total under in this game and what it's at. Because I'm actually curious. Team total. The team total is 7.5. What about like first quarter? UCLA first quarter team total under 0.5 point is plus 270. I can get plus 215 for them to score a point in the first quarter. The fuck? What about first half? UCLA to score a point in the first half is minus 128. What are these odds? They've got to get a field goal, right? I'm going to take that. I feel like I have to. I'm going to take UCLA to get at least a point in the first half. That's crazy. And if I lose it, I lose it. That's fine. Like, that is nuts. Is there another line on it? No, that's it? Okay. In the first half. That's just crazy that is actually a line in the game. Let's just throw that out here. Yeah, perfect. That's nuts. Yeah, I took it. Because originally I was going to look towards their team total under, but the fact that it's 0.5 point, yeah, no, I'm going to have to. It's going to be like 31-3 going into the halftime. I took it. First half team total UCLA 0.5 point at minus 128. And I think I'm going to end up adding Texas, but we'll see. Speaking of Texas, Texas and Georgia. Georgia's 5th in the country. Texas is 10th. Texas is 7-2. Georgia's 8-1. This should be a really good game. Let me pull up the money again for this stuff because if the line's at 4.5, as it's saying, that's going to be a Texas money line spot. Texas. Yeah, it's a 4.5 now. Yeah. Let me just make sure. Where's Texas on here? Texas, Georgia. Yeah. Give me Texas here. Give me the Longhorns outright money line over Georgia. That's last game I'm going to add for the college football card. Because I already have a lot to begin with. But the way that I'm looking at that one more and more, give me Texas money line. Plus 175 for Texas. Cool. And we got any player props? No, I don't have any player props today. I'll be completely honest with you now. I haven't done player props in a little bit. It's just with the amount of sure volume that I have today, I just didn't feel like there was space for for player props. Because just in college football, I have 20 units in there. Just in college football, I have 20 units. That's not including college basketball, which I've yet to track, which I can guarantee there's a lot of that too. So no, I'm going to say no player props for today. Copen State under. I wanted to quickly track my plays so that those can go up. We're gonna track you're gonna hear some college basketball plays. Virginia. Boom. Georgetown. I really like Georgetown today. That's against Clemson. We'll go Texas. I'm gonna punch in UMKC. I got Texas team total over in that game. Game prop, Texas team total over. LaSalle. Stony Brook. And if you guys have any questions about today's games, let me know. Navy over South Florida from Mike Doe. I'm gonna say no. I didn't bet that game. Obviously it's a big game for me. Considering ECU is actually competitive this year, and it's actually kind of fun to watch. And we need. Oh well, one of those teams are going to lose. That's the big part of it. One of those teams are going to lose, so that's going to end up helping out in general. I don't know who I want to lose, but can Navy win theoretically? Yeah, they're at home. They could win. Very easily win. Do I see it happening? No. Navy's just not playing good enough football right now. They've lost their last 2 games. Just not really a team that I want to get invested in. So I'm going to say no, but I'm not personally going to talk you off of it. What do you think about the Texas game also? I think Texas outright. And I just bet it. I just added it to my card. Texas money line plus 175. I was looking at it more and more. Line opened up at 6.5. It's down to 4.5. And I just took it now. I could have taken it at a lot better of a line, but personally, I'm okay with what I did just because I wanted to see a little bit more line movement with it. And when it comes to it, I just feel like they should win today. I do. Same. Oklahoma over Alabama. Yes, I think Oklahoma could win outright. Did I take their money line? No. Do I wish I did? Kinda. But I do think I do think Oklahoma has a shot to win outright versus Alabama today. I do. Sorry, I'm just currently going through and tracking all of my college basketball plays for you guys. Which if you guys have any questions about college basketball too, I have that card completely capped. And if you guys want to know what I'm on in any of the games, let me know. I have no problem talking about it. As I'm currently going through and tracking all those plays. And then I will say we got one more college basketball game that we'll talk about in just a minute, which is going to include BYU and TCU, which I think could be a very interesting game. It's going to have a big impact because that's a must-win game for BYU after they lose last week. But I don't know if they do. That's the problem. And the thing is, I didn't take SEMO. Took SEMO money line. Trust me, I want BYU to win today in football. I took BYU to make the college football playoff, but I feel like that could be a very easy trap spot. So I think we should be careful with that game tonight. If you guys are betting it, I have a feeling it's TCU or nothing. That's kind of my feelings on that one. LaSalle at 7.5. Mike saying I have Duke money line. Yep. And for college ball, I have Arkansas money line, LaSalle, and Georgetown. Arkansas for football or basketball? Because I have Arkansas for football. I have Arkansas for football. I don't remember who they're playing in basketball. Football. Yes, I have Arkansas outright in football. Yes. I'm 100% on there with you. You're good, especially during this time of year when there's both college basketball and college football, especially on a Saturday. That's always really, really difficult to figure out sometimes with some people on what they're trying to bet. And that's definitely something. So I haven't even tracked my college, NFL, NBA and NHL yet, and I've got $3,700 in action, or 37 units. I use 3,700 whatever because that's what the Picks and Parleys website uses. So that's how I track all my plays. So according to unit size on Picks and Parleys, I have $3,700 in action today. LaSalle is a sneaky one. Move from plus 350 to plus 290. Yeah, I did take LaSalle today. They could realistically win against Penn State. I don't see Penn State as a good basketball team. I really don't. But real quick, I wanted to tag more into that TCU BYU game. TCU 6-3. Obviously, they're not doing anything this year. They made a bowl game. Cool. Losses to Arizona State, Kansas State, Iowa State. They get BYU, Houston, and Cincinnati on their schedule. So they're kind of interesting for that one. BYU's got one loss. The fact that it's only a 3.5 is scary as all shit. They're coming off of the loss to Texas Tech. Other than that, they have wins against Portland State, Stanford, their biggest win of the year against ECU, Colorado, West Virginia, Arizona, Utah, and Iowa State. I want to look at that line again because I really probably might be looking towards TCU. And I don't want to because I did take – oh, boy. We're going to add one more play to our football card. We're taking TCU. Damn. The line went from 6 down to 3.5. I'm taking TCU outright. It's going to be a hedge off of my BYU to make the college football playoff. The fact that the line's moved the way it is, the money's coming in the way it is, I can get plus money to hedge off of my BYU to make the college football playoff. That's fine. And if BYU wins, then that's good. I'm all right with that. I'm taking TCU money line plus 130. Wow, just a big card. TCU. Please let me do it. Please, thank you. Money line 130. I think it was 130. Oh, that's all college basketball. Never mind. About to say, I don't see any of my college football players. There it is. TCU 130. But we've got about 10 minutes until kickoff. So if you guys have any other questions, can you blues me with a 5 pick? Let's put one together, shall we? Let me quickly log into DraftKings, and we'll put one together. We'll put one together, shall we? Just let you know when I really, are we doing this? What is going on? All right, maybe I'm not going to do on that. I got what you meant. I got what you meant. Let's pull up Bovada. Because DraftKings is not working on my computer right now. And we're going to do all college football today. I kind of wish I did this for round robin, but I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna go. We'll give you a 5-pick. Arizona money line plus 175. Now keep in mind this is a money line parlay. We're not gonna go crazy. Actually I lied. We're gonna take Notre Dame on the spread minus 13. Minus 12.5. Minus 12.5. We're going to take Arkansas. That's plus 150. We're going to take Virginia. Virginia plus 170. And we'll take Oklahoma. So there you go. There's a 5-team parlay for you. Arkansas, Notre Dame minus 12.5, Virginia, Arizona, Oklahoma, all outright for plus 10,354. And we'll come back to it. Now, put $1 on it, like that. Put $1 on it. So, Texas A&M over South Carolina, they should win. I took South Carolina plus 18, and now it's down to 16.5. So, yeah, there you go, Alejandro. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'll be off tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. For another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll see you guys then.